Well, this is Monday. No. Yeah, this is Monday morning. So it was Sunday night. And the Monday morning that it is some strange thing they call Family Day. So it's kind of a holiday, but it's just another holiday, you know. And so because of that, the Sunday night, since a lot of people don't have to work on Monday, they treated the Sunday like a Saturday. And so I was stinking busy. I was really busy before 1 o'clock. Then I got a little busy again after 4. I've got about 450 on, which is all right. It's all right. I don't like working that way though, because it's one right after another, and I think for the first 6 or 7 hours of my shift, I didn't stop driving. And then when I finally did stop driving, I fell asleep on the spot because I was burnt out already. Yeah. So I just dropped the customer off. Yeah, this is going to be the end of it for me. I'm just going to head to the bank, deposit some money, go to the gas station, fuel up the car, and park it. I've had enough. I've had quite enough. So here we go. What else happened? Oh, I discovered I found out why last week was insane busy. And that's because another taxi fleet was having some teething problems with its new dispatch system. Yeah. So that's why we were doing the over. No, it's too far. I should actually sign off, shouldn't I? Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. I don't have time for one more. Especially if it's going to take me far away from here. Let somebody else do it. Let somebody else do it. Got 4 more nights to go this week. I hope they pass a little slower and a little smoother. The time is now 4:18 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. I have $500 on. I was busy. I was stinking busy. I've got, oh, how many? 24 trips. 24 trips in 10 hours. So it's average 2.4 trips an hour. That's a lot. I didn't get much rest. I didn't get much sleep. I got a little bit of sleep. I dozed off a couple times in a parking lot when I actually had an opportunity to be in a parking lot. I think I watched a grand total of 4 YouTube videos. Let's say maybe 10-12 minutes each. Yeah, that's how busy I was. Brought some military guys out to the airport. I guess they're going back east to Halifax or somewhere. We didn't discuss much on the trip. Maybe their mission is hush hush. I couldn't tell you. Other crazy things tonight. Just one right after another. Almost anywhere I ended up, there was another call. Yeah, met some interesting people tonight. And a couple I never want to see again. You know how it is. Yeah, I worked my ass off. It was getting to the point where I was cursing and swearing and screaming when I got called because I wanted to go to the parking lot and relax. I wanted to watch a video. I wanted to take it easy, but no, I had to go get somebody else. Yeah. And people mispronouncing street names. So I didn't know where the street was because they mispronounced it. There was one guy who wanted to go to Bellwether. Bellwether? I don't know of any Bellwether around here. Can I look it up? He says, well, you know, it's up off, you take Quadra, and then you go Beckwith. Beckwith, okay. It's off of Beckwith? He says, yeah, Bellwether. It's the first left off of Beckwith after you turn onto Beckwith. Oh, really? No, that's not how you pronounce it. It's really pronounced Belvedere, not Bellwether. It's Belvedere. So no wonder I didn't know where he was going, because he mispronounced the street name. But then, once we'd established that it was Belvedere, I knew exactly where I was going. And that's the way things go sometimes. Anyway, I got another hour and a half basically. I might do a couple morning people going to work. And aside from that, I got to go to the chiropractor, so I got to be finished early. I got to be finished at 6. So if I take the car to the car wash in an hour, I should be fine. 3 more nights to go this week. The time is now 5:22 on a Wednesday morning. Yep, 5:22 on a Wednesday morning. Oh, I don't have time for this. Decline that. I just spent the last half hour. I can't do that one either. I'm gonna be done. I'm done. Let me just log out here. Okay. I'm logged out. So I'll explain to you what happened. It was about 4:45 in the morning. Now it's 5:23. I was sent to a hotel. So I got to that hotel, and there's somebody standing there, and I picked him up. And he says, my friend is across the street there. He's down that side street. I say, oh, okay. And as we're pulling out of the parking lot, he says, oh, there he is. And he came across the street to us and got in. Meanwhile, a black SUV-style vehicle came up the street towards us and pulled into the side street, but kind of pulled a U-turn at the side street and came towards and sat there waiting. I made a right turn, and then that SUV-style vehicle followed us. Okay, well, we drove down the road a little bit, and I was making a turn to get onto the next street because it was heading towards where we wanted to go. And as soon as I did that, his blue and red flashing lights came on, and so I had to stop. the police took their sweet time coming towards us, then asked the two guys in the back what their names were. And he said, the reason we stopped you is because you jaywalked twice across the road before getting in the cab. And anyways, they asked them what their names were, and they got their names down, and they got their information, and they said, we'll be right back. So they went away to the back at their vehicle, and then they came back again and told the guy sitting on the right side to get out. So I don't know, policeman talked to him for a while, and then he let us go. They wanted to go to a homeless shelter. Of course they did. Well, took them to the homeless shelter, and it's cold. It's cold tonight, and it's windy tonight. And they both opened the back doors at the same time. And this one is rummaging around in his things, looking for money, and the other one's just standing there with the door open. And it's cold, it's blowing in, the cold wind is blowing in. And I had it so nice and warm in here. Well, then the guy on the left side said that his money's gone. And he says, we have to go back. So we went back, and he says, just park here. This was outside the parking lot of the place across the street from where I picked him up. He went into the parking lot and started harassing somebody for money. And he came back, he says, I got some money, but I want to check another spot where we were sitting. And I noticed when he stepped away from the car that his pants were down and his underwear were and his ass cheeks covered in underwear were hanging out from underneath his jacket. So he's walking around with his pants half pulled down. I think that's the style, or that's been the style for a while among some circles, having to do with, I think it's some kind of a prison thing, where if you've got your pants down under your ass cheeks, it means that you're somebody's bitch in prison. Anyway, something like that. So, he said, I'm going to go check another spot. So he went into a car dealership, into the lot, and I didn't see where he went because it was around the corner. Then he came back, he said, I got the money. And he gave me $25. The meter was at about 19. And he says, take us to where we're going, where we were going before. Okay. So I took him there. It was $22.90, and I had $25 from him. Great. He says, thanks for taking us back and helping us get our money, and on and on. And I said, yeah, you guys have a good morning. And I left. Aside from that, the night was fairly busy before that. I have not counted the money, but I know it's somewhere in the $300 range. I've done 22 trips, and one or two of them were longer. So yeah. Anyway, I'm heading over to the bank to make a deposit. After I deposit at the bank, I'm going to go fuel it up. Then I'm going to go home, because I have had enough. I did get some sleep in the morning hours. There was a nice gap of time between 3:30 and almost 5, where I started watching a video and fell asleep. So yeah, maybe I'll go home and watch the rest of that video, watch the parts that I missed. Yeah. And have my something to eat, and have a couple of drinks. go to sleep, and come back to work again for 2 more nights. Yeah. 2 more nights to go this week. So it's a cold night. It's cold out there. It's windy out there. It's not pleasant. So it wasn't very busy. I think a lot of people just stayed in when they heard about the wind, or they saw the wind, and they just didn't want to go anywhere. So not that many people were around, but there's still some people who work for a living, and some of those people have to get to and from work somehow. And you know, after about 1 o'clock, there aren't any buses going, especially if you have to transfer from one bus to another. So what do you do to get home? You call a cab, right? So I am pretty far away from this call that I'm being sent on, but I get there. I go there to pick up the guy. I've had him in the car before, and when he gets in, he says, "Hey, didn't I just see you go by?" And I said, "No, it wasn't me. I was far away when I got the call." He says, "Oh, well, this other cab came by, but he didn't see me." I says, "Well, was it one of ours?" He says, "Yes, it was one of your cars, and he didn't see me." I said, "Well, let me explain something to you. He must have been doing something else. He must have been on another call. He must have been going to get somebody else, or he had somebody in the car already and you didn't see it." And he said, "No, he must have not seen it, the call." I said, "That's right, because he wasn't given the call. The call was given to me. Unless the call was given to him and he accepted it and gave it back." Then the guy says, "I've had you before. We don't get along." I said, "What?" He said, "I don't like your attitude. You're angry." And I said, "I was just explaining to you why the other car didn't stop for you." He says, "I don't need this. I just want to get home." I said, "Yeah, I'm trying to take you home." He says, "Yeah, but I don't need your attitude. Let me out here, I'll pay you." So I stopped the car and I said, and he said, "If you ever see my call, just reject it." And I said, "Gladly. And I don't want your money, just get out here." So people are reacting to the cold and the wind in strange ways. I know this guy, he sort of rubbed me slightly the wrong way before, but not like this. This was just bizarre. This was too much. Anyway, I don't care. I don't need him. The time is now 5:39, and my night is over. I could maybe potentially do another call, but I'm tired enough. The night was all right. I don't know what I have on. Maybe, I don't know. I have to count the money. Somewhere around 250 to 300, I guess. Somewhere in that ballpark, anyway. I told you about the guy who claimed that we didn't get along. I don't know what his problem was. I remember the first time he was in my cab, he was kind of bossy and unpleasant. as if his version of reality is the only one that's valid. I don't know. The night was a little more relaxing than the other nights of the week. Except, well, now at the end, after 4 o'clock, it was a little busier. But I'm heading to the car wash now, hoping it's open. Because the temperature shows -2. And they usually run water through the car wash. And I'm talking about wand wash. I hope it's not too windy right now. Because if it's windy, it can be really unpleasant washing the car with a wand. Especially at -2. If that car wash is closed, I'll go to the automatic one, but the automatic one cost $8 instead of $2, right? And the car is dirty because they put that saline solution all over the road. And of course it got sprayed up onto the sides of the car. So it's got all this black shit stuck to the side of it. Yeah, one more night to go this week. This was a Thursday night. It was a relatively quiet Thursday night. I only did 24 trips. And I watched some video, and I did some sleeping, and I did some favors for friends. And that's about it. I did have a few longer fares that helped a little bit. So I got about 260 on, something like that. That's not that busy if you consider that I did twice as much, or even more than twice as much, on Monday night, the family day Monday. 260 is pretty weak, but it's still something, and I can go get some groceries. That's about it. I just dropped off a customer downtown. The morning was slow. Oh my goodness. Since midnight I did like 6 trips. So that's like 1 trip an hour on average in the morning. That's really, really weak. I don't know, people must have run out of steam or something. So, yeah, on the way home, or on the way to the gas station to fuel up. And I don't think my fuel bill is going to be that big. Maybe $22, something like that. Oh, green light, look at that. Already a green light. That's very, very nice. Yeah, Friday morning, my weekend begins. I hope yours is better than mine.